yeah. Just tell me where you wanna go. Let me take you there. You see, I've been around the globe. I've seen a lot, babe. But I wanna see what's above. I wanna see what's below. Just tell me where you wanna go. You can name the place, yeah, you can name the time. We can leave it on behind. No stop or rewind. Before we running out of time. I can see us both flying around, chilling in a pool right by the coast. I can see our clothes down on the floor. I can see it all, baby, we should go. Get set, go, take off. Tell me where you wanna go. North Pole, East, West, baby, I'll go anywhere. We'll take a plane and take a boat. I don't really care, just as long as it will get us there. Cause I wanna see what's above. I wanna see what's below. Just tell me where you wanna go. You can name the place, yeah, you can name the time. We can leave it all behind. No stop or rewind. Before we running out of time. I can see us both flying around, chilling in a pool right by the coast. I can see our clothes down on the floor. I can see it all, baby, we should go. Get set, go, take off. We can leave it all behind. Why? Before we running out of time. I can see us both flying around, chilling in a pool right by the coast. I can see our clothes down on the floor. I can see it all, baby, we should both get set, go, take off.
Love me
for strangers. Believe me when I say, loving me is loving danger. Your heart is bound to break. I walk alone in the night, neath the pale moon. Loving's for the fools. Baby, beware of my bite. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a creeping through the shadows and the corners of your mind. I go where the wind blows. I run but I don't hide. I hear the call of the wild, whispering the name. No, I can't be tamed. My heart belongs to the night. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's CEA broadcast. We have our second semifinal game of the Invite League here today. Arizona State University against the Rochester Institute of Technology. I am Enrage, joined by my co-caster.
Colgate. Yeah, really excited to see who will be facing Penn State University in the Invite League finals. It's worth noting that Rochester Institute of Technology only dropped 1 point all season. And ASU, Arizona State, actually was even on points. I think it was just on round difference against Penn State in their division. So these are three very evenly matched teams, and I'm really excited to see who makes it to the final. And let's get straight into it. These are the bands.
Yeah, absolutely. These two teams have been powerhouses in their respective divisions. RIT starting off strong with a Maverick band that seems very focused on the CCTV and cache side of the map, especially with the ability to Maverick trick, removing the necessities of Cade and Bandit.
Yeah, really interesting, and I think it can be a good counter to potentially a Thatcher ban. You know, or oh, I was gonna say, actually, I got it mixed up. This is gonna make it very hard to open hatches on
Yeah.
the basement. This is going to be kind of ridiculous. We're gonna be seeing a lot of fragging. A
I
little bit
wouldn't.
less emphasis on utility for the attackers here.
Yeah, absolutely. And with ASU choosing to ban Thatcher on their own attack, that's going to put them in a pretty tough spot. So they're either really confident about their attack rounds and thinking that they can at least bring it even in the half to get that far, or they have something up their sleeve, which I really want to see.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes it's just about being more comfortable adapting to like your new parameters, and if you're more confident in your ability to adapt over your opponent, this is that's the Thatcher band, baby, in a nutshell. But yeah, we also got Mira and Echo, which are pretty normal, I would say, as well.
Yeah, definitely. Two of the highest ban rate operators in the game overall, in Pro League, in this league, really everywhere.
Yeah.
Ooh, RIT switching it up a little bit from the common norm. However, it does seem to be their preferred strategy of running Gym Bedroom first as the site.
Yeah, this first round is always really interesting because it's kind of your one chance to really throw curveball at the attackers. Gym Bedroom is one of the sites that has just such a different setup than Cache when it comes to what you want to be bringing as an attacker for the most part.
Yeah, a lot of teams seem to actually hold down cache as one of their main choke points for Gym Bedroom defense, which is kind of odd since it's on the opposite side of the building, but it's kind of a necessary point to hold, as if you lose garage, you lose a ton of pressure and 3 different ways to rotate around the map. So very important.
Yeah, this will be really interesting because they aren't really going to have any way to get that external wall open due to Bandit, especially if they use the deployable potentially. They could use one of Buck's grenades, I think is maybe the only thing they could use to take out a Bandit charge through the drone hole, but otherwise... Oh, and it looks like they're actually making a trap with one of those castle barricades, knocking it so it'll only keep one open.
And that would definitely be a good strategy, allowing them to get a bit more breathing room if they ever do fall back. However, that does mean attackers can get through faster as well. If ASU does notice that that barricade has been punched, they could send a rushing operator straight through and possibly get lucky, or even just barrel through and just steamroll onto site as well. But we'll see. It looks like an ADS zapping a quick grenade there through the drone hole. Good catch. That'll be one of the only 2 grenades ASU has on the board right now. However, not a lot of push so far. The garage window, or the gym window, of course, being opened. They notice that the master bedroom window is castled and will try to play from any other angles they can find at the moment. Looks like overall RIT so far just content to hunker down, no real need to peek anything quite yet. Rocket going to be trying to use the cams to get any intel for his teams, does hear a breach charge go off, and realizes that there is a little bit lost. The first kill coming out from Baka, a headshot onto Quetzal. That'll take down the bandit, meaning that there's no way that the wall will be tricked anymore. Granted, I think the wall fell, And it looks like a nade possibly getting pulled from the buck here in just a second. Oh, the wall did not actually fall. The bandit wires are still good. ADS is still there. So that could very well still work for them. That Thatcher band somewhat coming back to bite them already. And that's not something you want to see round one.
Yeah, IQ. I'm trying to take out those charges from below.
Yeah, not sure if that's going to work out for them. Some sound going down will alert Rocket, playing inside of Cash, that there are enemies pushing, and he will get the first kill. That is the buck going down, and the last bit of at least dedicated soft breach they have. Gridlock does still have the super shorty to use on that aspect. And 2 breach charges on Zerfon as well. The first smoke canister also being detonated, make that a second from blue card. As a kill rings out from Firewall, finding one, Zerfon finding another. As 2 more members of RIT go down, Alex will be going on the defuse. The Maestro cam opening up to do some zapping work, but not going to get too much down as there's a little bit of debris in the way. Rocket now has to peek this. It's a 1v4. And no, taken down. That'll be Rocket going down to Firewall. A nice headshot to close out the round.
Yeah. Well executed by the attackers there.
Yeah, ASU definitely did a good job of turning that stall out at the front to their advantage. They realized that the wall wasn't going to be an option, so they just started funneling resources into construction and cash, and it worked out for them as RIT really didn't have enough operators dedicated to that area, not really able to fight back against the 4 that they were facing off against.
Yeah, I think, it's such a big thing, especially on a map like Clubhouse, is you really need to have your roamers either survive a pretty long period of time or retain control of the upstairs area. You can't really just collapse onto the site and give your opponent time to maneuver around and just pick you off one by one.
Yeah, so crucial. The more time that you waste of the attackers, the sloppier they have to get near the end of the round. If you're left with only 30 seconds on the clock and you're in a 4v5, a 3v5, and you're trying to fight that out, and you haven't taken care of the roamers, you're worried about basically every angle in existence on the map, and you really can't afford that when you're that pushed for time.
Yeah, and I think another huge thing too is, I think on that site where they had those bandit charges in the soft floor beneath, you need to have somewhat of a presence down there, because that's the only way. You know what I mean? It's not like a Thatcher where you can't do too much against those EMP grenades to deny the hard breach, but
right,
if you know where that IQ is going to have to be, you can set up a tasty pick or 2, or at least not just give it to your opponents.
Yeah, when you don't have the little blue ball of electronics kryptonite to throw at them, when you're sending an actual person with a gun to just kind of
exactly
IQ, go deal with this.
Yeah, it's just much more risky, and that's part of why hopefully things might change up with in the future with bans. I don't know. I'm excited to get to the point where maybe we'll have 2 bans per side, or something like that.
Yeah, and with the drop of a new season, we'll have a massive ban waves coming out, but as to be expected, new season, new things to find, new things that people will exploit. Not really relevant, however, as these 2 teams have both definitely done more than their fair share of work to get here. No cheaters would stop them at this point.
Yeah, no, just one of them immediately gets booted from the game. Big CEA scandal.
Looks like some flashes going down onto blue card playing up on the rafters of Garage. Some of them will be zapped by the Jaeger ADS. Not all of them getting taken out though, and that ADS will soon be burned, meaning Kayad will be exposed. Some shots ringing out from the TCSG 12 here, not going to connect quite onto Baka. does have the F90, a very, very strong assault rifle, one of the highest DPSs in the game. However, also fighting against basically a DMR on defense will put him in a tight spot, and it actually works out in Baka's favor. Headshot coming out onto blue card. Very well-placed shots from Baka, gonna connect that out.
Yeah, I think that's, 2 rounds in a row, Baka's made a really good entry kill for his team.
Yeah, and very good point there. Baka has been getting the opening frags both rounds in a row here. And I believe, at least this was the case recently, the opening frag wins approximately 70% of the time.
Wow.
And as I say that, Baka getting a second frag, that will be the Maestro going down, and that's a huge loss for RIT as they now lose a lot of their plant denial. Some shots ringing out from Shy. Will they connect? Yes, they do. They take out one. He's going for the second, and he gets it, but with the assisted mentality, it's leaving it in a 3v3 situation. Health almost even across the board, but Thermite getting taken down. That's Alex going down to mentality. Once again, a double kill on the round. Knows that the third is out on the brush. Balcony will get some damage down. Gridlock at just under 25 HP.
5 seconds remaining.
Ooh, a double kill from Quetzal to finish off the round. A headshot and a little bit of work to the body. Black Ice MP7 going to be tearing through the last 2. Very well retaken from RIT. They lost the garage control, but they were able to funnel it back as ASU was not quite able to capitalize on the amount of time they spent inside of garage.
Yeah, and that's, of course, really good to see that, they tried to throw that curveball in the first round by going to an offsite, but then they hold the bread and butter cache site, well. So that risk wasn't just like completely out of pocket. You know what I mean? It's that first round risk is always worth taking, in my opinion, because once it gets to, the 4th round or you're winning a couple in defense, it becomes your pool of sites to be taking from goes down and down and down, and you can't really surprise your opponent as much. And I don't know. That's the round to do it, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting it right out of the way at the bat means that if they win their next 2 sites, when they are forced to rotate onto their offsite, they will know approximately what strategies ASU wants to run, and that could be quite good for them.
Yeah, and they can learn from their mistakes, but then say they do win this round, they're also going to have that confidence of saying, hey, we won the 2 good sites, we can actually maybe pull this together. Yeah, it's cool.
However, it does also give ASU 3 rounds of time to work on improving their strategy over what it already was, so they will have the opportunity to run that back as well. Looks like Rocket prepping the floorboards here just under kitchen hatch. That'll be opening it up for an impact grenade trick, allowing any defenders stuck inside of Armory to throw an impact grenade up through the floorboards, destroying whatever gadgets might be placed on that hatch.
Yeah, and they do have the Jaeger potentially to prevent grenades coming back the other direction as well.
So some drone work going out. They definitely have noticed that the hatch is, of course, electrified. Dirt tunnel being opened will give them a little bit of an alternate route to take should the kitchen not work out. Buck already making some holes inside of garage to clear out the soon-to-be droned Jaeger and possibly Quetzal on the bandit as well.
Yeah, I love this, though, because Quetzal will just, harass and harry the attackers here and hopefully burn as much of the clock off as possible, maybe get a kill. If not, it's fine. He already used his utility, it's great.
And those roamers being on the other side of the map, as you mentioned, will be harrowing for the attackers as they try to desperately root them out later in the round if they don't take care of them now. Meaning that they will be having to force their sort of split of resources across a couple floors at a time.
Yeah, and no Nomad to deny those late round flanks from the roamers as well. So,
right, Nomad on the board as well, so a choice from ASU not to take it definitely seems intentional, as they've been switching that out for the Zofia. Good for taking out Maestro cams, good for burning ADSs, taking out bandit batteries, vertical play, whatnot. Also the ability to withstand, of course, an option as well.
I think Zofia is one of the best operators in the game, in my opinion, or especially just for sheer utility, gun, and I love the 2-2 speed operators as well. But man,
Yeah. She has a little bit of a nickname to me, at least. She's the Polish Swiss Army knife, as she can kind of do a little bit of anything.
yeah, I think that obviously not the only reason, but say like when Ash lost her ACOG, I saw a lot of the players, at least the pro scene, switching to Zofia just for like being somewhat similar, and it ended up that increase in utility just led to much more success for those players.
First pick of the round will be Fireall on the IQ, taking out the Jaeger roaming. That will be Shy off the board, a predominant fragger in the Invite League, going down, I believe, on the leaderboard almost constantly for top amount of kills. But then again, ASU on the board as well. Oh, wow. Okay, one going down from Rocket, and then 3 immediately traded back from ASU. It is all down to Quetzal coming back from his roam to find that sight has been lost. It's a 1v4 situation. It's looking grim for Quetzal. He's able to get some damage down on one, but actually, no, none of that damage is connecting. Instead, it's connecting back onto him, and he does go down to the prone member in the hallway. That's Zerfon, able to take him out. Not all very close to a flawless round from ASU. Only one member losing any health at all, being the only member that died as well.
Yeah, that was really impressive. They just opened up dirt and said, we're coming in whether you like it or not. And the roam of Quetzal just ended up being for naught.
Yeah. And that kind of plays into what we saw RIT doing round 1 as well, where they just didn't have enough people in the right spot at the right time. When ASU rushed 4 people into dirt, only 1 was present to really support that at the minute. But that will be what it is. It looks like Quetzal doing a bit of a bait and switch, choosing to go from Warden to Mozzie. Granted, with the IQ being picked, that's probably a smart choice, as Warden's glasses do give away his head's location whenever they are used. Bud as well as switching off of the Buck onto the Ash.
Yeah, and I do think also, especially for this basement site, due to the way the bans are, like with Maverick and Thatcher not being in the equation, Kaid does a good enough job, and I think, oh my gosh, Mozzie is such a good operator. Especially for roaming. You pop that utility down, snag a couple drones, and then you go roam. Like, I think that it's a very, very good choice.
Yeah, having
those pests down in the dirt.
And that seems to be where, at least to a certain extent, ASU has a very, I would say, concise operator pool for pushing dirt. They only have 1 hot breacher, Thermite, with the least amount of individual gadgets for hot breach out of any of the ones currently in the game. However, they affect the biggest area, meaning that they're the best for opening up these tunnels like that. And that will open a rather large hole for them here, and that will get opened up as they start to drone in. However, will the drones get snatched by Mozzie? Yes, that's the sound cue going down. 1 drone snatched by Mozzie. That will alert them to the presence in dirt tunnel, possibly the option to rotate as well. Quetzal does have the option to make a punch hole or shotgun hole outside of the single wall construction peak if necessary, but looks like that won't be the risk they're taking, at least at this moment. A second drone from Mozzie. That's 2 drones taken away from the attackers, given to the defenders. Bud's going to be starting to work his way up into Garage Balcony. Quetzal does get him on the drone. Second bandwave going out, taking up a decent amount of the screen.
Thank you, Ubisoft.
We'll do our best to see what's going on here. A little bit of exterior drone work. Noticing no one's on plat wall just yet. Players noticing that as well. But ASU seems to have fallen off of their strategy of taking Garage, now choosing to opt for more of a lounge push, and then just ignoring top floor entirely and going through blue.
Hey, it worked for him last round.
Definitely
the entry point was just different.
Absolutely. ADS stopping some of those flashbangs, but one will go off. Mentality left blinded behind this electrical unit does have goo mines to somewhat cover their position, but it's going to be a tough spot as Gridlock track stingers go out. Some shots ringing will fall down to Bud. Rocket able to retrade one with the TCSG, but no, once again fragged back as Quetzal takes his set of the first kill of the round, but the 4th kill total against Firewall. That's a headshot into the IQ. Blue card will be watching blue, how fitting, and trying to deny that plant. Back on the diffuser as the bailiff tears open a little bit of a hole in the wall, trying to get an angle here. One defender from RIT down. That's Quetzal as well. Shy going actually to the Shadow Realm from a headshot. Blue card left all on his lonesome at the moment. 1v3 situation. Diffuser is down. This is not a spot you want to be in. You need 7 seconds to defuse. You need only 38 seconds to take out 3 people. Not an easy spot to be in. Alda has 81 bullets and 3 targets. Not going to be able to clinch that out. That's Bud with, I believe, or no, that's, yes, that is Bud with their, I believe, 3rd kill of the round.
Very well. Big triple kill on the Ash there. Yeah, and now I think we'll be going back to CCTV cache, and we'll see if RIT can pull this one out. It is worth noting that this is RIT's map choice. I don't remember if we actually said what all the maps were tonight, but ASU's pick was Coast, and the decider, if we make it to a 3rd map, will be Villa. Yeah. I'm hoping RIT can pull this one out here.
Coastline, definitely a much differently played map than a lot of its counterparts.
Yeah, in these best of 3s, I really enjoy seeing Coastline as a part of it. I mean, especially if we're going to hopefully see Coastline in Villa, alongside Clubhouse, obviously one of the original maps. But
yeah, and a nice
a lot of variety.
Clubhouse being somewhat of a defender-sided map, Coastline being somewhat of an attacker-sided map will sort of balance that out, as ASU will be attacking Clubhouse, RIT will be attacking Coastline.
Yeah. Very nice.
No love for the jukebox today. Quetzal taking out any distractions he might have while roaming. Shy going to be working some barbed wire on the stairs to give a little bit of a heads up to anyone that might be playing by that cache rotate hole or possibly inside of server. And then, of course, the ADS to cover for blue card. We saw that playing out to be very effective on their previous round in cache CCTV.
Yeah, just poking and prodding, seeing if they can get a nice pick from outside from any overly aggressive attackers, or defenders, I should say.
Might see Firewall go for an air jab through the drone hole, through plat balcony and into the hallway. Oh, and we'll see the lonely Quetzal all the way off on his lonesome in strip of all places. Going to be opening up the door. Realizes that default cam has not been taken out yet. We'll give him a bit of intel, but no, we're just going to be chilling on the cameras, waiting to see if they can get a sightline onto anyone that might be peeking. Shy taking the first kill of the round. That will be the thermite off the board. What a pick to get. Flat wall no longer able to be opened by anyone on ASU. But however, worth noting, Rocket did take about 30 or 75 damage on their health bar. That will leave them rather low and vulnerable to any damage sources later in the round. Shots going down against Bud, and blue card's able to find it out. He does, however, take a lot of damage in return. Does peek it again. Notices that there's 2 players in the doorway. Will not want to peek that again. Some throwable drones going out to try to get a little bit more intel before ASU consolidates their attack. Zerfon being put down. That'll be Shy down in Oil Pit, playing up from that angle. Rocket able to finish it off from all the way inside of Cash.
Yeah, I just don't know what it is. I mean, obviously Cash is usually is the strongest defensive site, but the way that RIT is getting these kills is just by maintaining map control, for the most part, which they could theoretically do on the other sites. I'd like to see that potentially happen in the next round.
I hesitantly call this a game of almost hot potato, as they seem to bounce the damage between the members of RIT as they work for these frags. They're trying their best to sort of play safe while also dealing damage, and it's working out for them, at least this round. Rocket, some pre-fires going down, will connect with one, Shy able to take out the second. RIT once again holding Cash and CCTV.
It was a pretty commanding hold, I would say.
Definitely, as you said, there's a lot of coordination going into that, and we saw ASU with a bit of that as well, just not quite the amount that they showed on the other attacking rounds they've had so far.
Yeah, and it looks like they will be attempting to hold gym bedroom as opposed to the basement, opting for revisiting the site in the first round as opposed to their shortcomings downstairs in the, I guess it was third and fourth rounds.
And with the, again, as we mentioned earlier, both teams sort of learning from their mistakes this far. We will possibly see RIT change up their defensive strategies, ASU probably wanting to pull off an attack similar to what they had before. Looks like a very, very similar setup, at least thus far, from RIT.
Yeah, I think the big thing for me here is I would like to at least see two people playing decently off-site. There's a lot of windows you can peek from, good angles across the building from inside to outside to inside. And I'd like to see at least one person potentially playing downstairs. I think that would really be good for them.
We did see Arizona not really paying too much attention to the lower floors the last time this site was played, instead choosing to go almost entirely for Garage Lounge, and that was really it for first floor. Then all of the rest of the round was focused towards taking site.
Yeah, I do think that the IQ was able to take out some bandit charges downstairs, and I mean, coming and flanking up behind, potentially, while the attackers are making their push, potentially pushing through downstairs in garage as a defender could be something that would work for RIT. I don't know though. We'll see.
Looks like Rocket once again, now with the backup of mentality inside of Cash. Firewall able to take out the logistics hatch. Alex working on the jacuzzi wall. Assistance of Zofia not going to quite work out. Only one impact left. Will be able to take out the shield, but not the batteries behind it. Instead gets zapped by a device getting zapped by the ADS. Impact will take out the shield and the batteries, allowing the wall to be opened as Quetzal rotates out. A little bit of health loss to a smoke grenade along the way.
Yeah, I mean, I would say a much better round so far by RIT on this site. It's halfway into the round. All of them are still alive with very minimal damage just onto, I believe it's Quetzal and the Bandit, correct? But,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh no, a team kill. Bud running in at the wrong time. That's their main fragger off the board.
Oh, no.
Or I shouldn't say main. Baka would, I believe, have more kills at the moment, but still, Ash, a very strong gun to lose this early. Only a minute left in the round. No one inside the building yet. Still droning, of course, to receive intel for themselves to work off of. As Firewall starts to work towards logistics. Shy, peeking out of dirt tunnel of all places, will take out the gridlock of Baka. That'll be one less gun to worry about. The now two main sources of kills taken out. Quetzal finds fire roll. That's the IQ off the board. Gadgets are safe. Sophia getting into a firefight here. Alex as well. Going for the plant. Zerfman's able to find out one, but does get traded back by blue card. And then to finish out the round, a second with the shotgun.
Wow. That was fantastic. Did a great job there. Wow.
And 3-3 split. Both teams very even right now. I believe scoreboard looking approximately the same as well. However, first half ending means that the teams will now be switching sides. ASU on defense, RIT on attack. It looks like they're going for a bit more of a hot breach focused strategy than ASU was, choosing to bring both Hibana and Thermite, opting to, instead of Buck, bring Jackal to hunt down the roamers that they see on the board at the moment.
And are the Jackal changes live now as well with all the...
Yes.
Okay. Yes, that's... Obviously this isn't ranked with the Jackal ban. Epidemic, pandemic, I don't know what to call it, but thankfully now we'll see him a bit more. But yeah, we'll be seeing him for the first time here in round 7, and yeah, ASU definitely opting for the traditional first defensive round of going to cache CCTV, the strong site, and bringing, I would say the only real different operator they're bringing is Valkyrie, which I don't think RIT brought at all in their half.
No, not really choosing to opt for the intel route. Seems that is, however, ASU strategy. Legion Goo Mines doing damage as well as providing location and damage numbers for Arizona. The Black Eye cameras will provide a good amount of spotting capabilities as well, mode with Maestro's cameras to follow that up with a bit of breach denial.
Yeah.
Quetzal going in what seems to be alone in strip as they work their way towards bar. Does have a drone to push them in, but nothing found out quite yet. Mentality realizes that kitchen is clear, will call blue card over to sort of work on the hot breach together, as Alex makes their way towards the same area in the meantime.
Yeah, good to see here. Just slow and steady from RIT. Try to get as much information as they can.
Still 2/3 of the round left. Nothing really too much going on. Quetzal able to use the Inox to see any footprints, but doesn't see any, meaning that no one's been there, at least within the last 45-ish seconds. Looks like the first shots will be going down. That's a bit of work from Bandits MP7, as they realize that RIT is inside of construction. Cameras from Baka will be put to good use as they look for anyone that might be out of place.
Yeah, seems like some nades going out there.
The first set of batteries going down will open up construction wall. Mentality finding the first pick of the round. That's the Valkyrie down. Rocket putting some shots downrange as well. Some connecting onto Bud, it looks like, although what gun, I'm not quite sure. Through a wall means the damage is reduced quite significantly. One at the bottom of cache stairs will get taken down. That's Quetzal, followed by the Sophia of RIT. Blue card able to do a bit of damage onto the bandit as he's taken down by Rocket. One more taking damage as well. That's Baka fighting fiercely as Mentality is down, but getting picked up inside of cache. One found out, and then there's the second Baka coming at the right time, taking out the two members of RIT trying to take that time to do a bit of first aid.
Yeah, unfortunate for them, but obviously Cash is a very difficult side to attack, especially with these very strong attacker bands of attacking operators, I should specify. But yeah, now we will be going back to gym bedroom, staying up on the second floor of the clubhouse.
Looks like a bit of an elite squad going on for Arizona.
Yeah.
But definitely some good operators to pick for gym and bedroom. Running mostly the same loadout, so choosing to switch for a castle instead of a maestro, possibly. And it looks like that will be the case. The castle, as we saw from RIT's half of the map, very strong at denying any pushing power in the first few minutes.
Yeah, just really denies that initial push in through the windows and or the angles, and at worst burns some of the attacker's utility.
Right, and with the main source of breaching power going to be Habana and Sophia, at least for ranged breaching, that's going to use some of their very, very precious resources early on if they want to take care of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like some cameras getting set up inside of Cash will be able to watch the flank somewhat autonomously, as RIT going to use the first few seconds of the round to drone more for themselves, of course trying to get a bit of a better picture of what's going on inside the building before they start to send themselves in them.
Better to lose a drone than lose a life.
Alex going to be tearing open the reinforced doorway between the hallway and gym bedroom, not a castle on it, meaning that Sophia could open that up from outside the building without too much of an issue. Oh no, castle has been put on now. It looks like a breach charge will signal the start of the attack from RIT. Once again, already a minute into the round, but instead sending a member up main stairs will get taken out. That is Quetzal. Firewall reduced to just over half HP as the first castle barricade falls.
Yeah, as we're approaching the halfway point in the round, not too many engagements going on, sans that of Quetzal going down.
Drone from blue card will possibly not spot out the bandit playing on main stairs. That could be a very tough situation later in the round. Firewall finding one of the drones, looks like no one is on it, meaning that their location will once again be safe. However, the phone call from Dokeby will give a bit of a sound cue. No one in range to hear it at the moment. Some shots from Mentality not going, or some shots from, sorry, the castle going to be looking for blue card, not going to find anything just yet. The Nitrous, however, getting tossed out from below will not find anyone. Bud taking the first kill of the round, or second kill of the round, will find Sophia. There's Thatcher going down to the Valkyrie. 1v4 situation once again for RIT, as they are stuck in between a rock and a hard place, at least this far in the round. Looks like
That is a successful hold for ASU.
Definitely is. Seems like ASU very confident in their defense strategies, and that confidence well placed. They have not lost one yet. Only 2 rounds left for them to win if they want to take map 1. RIT will need to run a 4-round comeback streak to do that for themselves. There's 3-round overtime limit, no draws in the finals bracket, meaning that one team will come out as the victor of this match, even if they do arrive at a 6-6 scoreline.
Yeah, and at the rate we're going right now, I would say RIT needs to change something up if they want a chance at overtime. I don't know. I don't know if it's a lack of communication, but it does seem like they're slowly crawling to the sites, and they really just, I think, need to be able to find an entry frag. Like you were saying earlier, that first kill is so important.
Right, and it's been predominantly this far ASU, and really not to any surprise, ASU's been winning those rounds as well. They sort of get that early momentum going, and for the most part, they might pause for a little bit, but they don't really let the momentum stop.
Definitely not.
And stairs will be populated by Zerfon, a cam going down on the lip of one of those stairs. Hard to spot from the downward perspective, but very, very obvious when going up. Will depend on how quickly, or on the inverse of that, how slowly RIT takes the basement as to whether or not they will spot out that cam.
And we will see Quetzal on the Twitch with breaching charges as well.
Cam actually getting spotted out in drone phase, or just at the end of drone phase, will be good for Quetzal. So they're able to take that out. A little bit of intel lost before it's even been used from ASU.
Looks like those electric claws are finally going out for defenders.
Firewall just content to just sit on the box underneath Moto Hatch. Nothing really gonna incentivize him to leave that. Twitch drone getting taken out before it can get rid of the second Electro Claw means that that hatch will be staying closed unless RIT can manage to push someone down main stairs inside of Moto, take out the Cade and the Electro Claw as well.
No small
Hatch.
task.
Yeah, absolutely. Hatch inside of kitchen still reinforced as well. Looks like 3 or 4 Hibana pellets managed to land on it, but not enough to drop it just yet. It does require 4 pellets to get broken instead of the 1 that was previously the case.
Yeah, the attacker's doing some good vertical play here, and just as I say that, pays off and they get 1, 2 kills. 3 kills, actually.
And a nice job from Quetzal to pick that last one up. Getting 3 is a very good spot for him to be in. 45 seconds and a little bit less left on the clock. It is down to Lesion and Maestro, 2 of the best plant denials present at the moment, though. Second ball from Goku going down will give RIT a bit of information onto the approximate positions of ASU's defenders. Plant does go down from blue card, meaning that they can fall back to a safe amount of breathing room, at least until any members of ASU begin pushing. A nice headshot from Rocket will take out the Lesion, but it's all up to Alex. 1v4 situation. This is the exact opposite of what it was for RIT last round, as Alex takes out 1, but does get traded back by Mentality.
Yeah, much better tactic from RIT. Very convincing, methodical, and when they pounce, they just, collapsed on the ASU there and got those 3 rapid kills. And from that point, you really got to goof up if you lose a 5v2.
Oh, absolutely. And it seems like as you mentioned, RIT just kind of taking their time. A minute and a half of the round went into simply just pulling open the trap for ASU to fall into as they sort of faked out the main stairs push only to send in the twitch.
We'll be getting a 6-pick onto Capital, and now that I said that, he's going to change it. No, he's not. Thank you. Thank you. And we will get a 6-pick off of the Kaid onto the Maestro, but the defenders are returning to CCTV Cash, where defenders have won every single round they played there so far this match. So,
ASU choosing to go back to their what seems to be preferred site of Cash and CCTV. It's been 2 rounds in between, meaning they can return there once again. Overall, a similar setup to what they had before. Definitely a smart choice, as that's what worked for them quite well there.
yeah. And as we crack into the round, it looks like Alex is still trying to put some of his black eyes around the downstairs, maybe preventing or checking on IQ, even though she gets a counter to her.
True, very true. Some punch holes getting made by the Legion on ASU. Will give them a little bit of an advantage when peeking those smaller angles, especially when the attackers don't know that they exist. Mentality using this time to sort of look for any gadgets that might be present. Looks like all they'll be spotting so far are default cameras.
Legion hoping to stay alive for as long as possible to get as many of his pesky little goos out in and around the site. Quetzal holding a long angle into the CCTV room, hoping to get that coveted entry frag or pick.
Overall, not much happening so far. The Capital Bolt will pull the bandit off the wall, allowing that thermite charge to go off. Blue card able to open up the plat wall.
It did look like
And
he
that will-
spotted Fyro there for his team. You can see he sent the ping out. It looks like they are trying to take that Maestro out on the catwalk.
And definitely not a bad idea. Catwalk is so good of a spot for defenders to hold. You have pixels to peek towards the door, pixels to peek towards the hallway. Really, you've just got amazingly tight angles to hold with an ACOG from any direction you want. So pulling them off of that is naturally a point of contingency for the attackers of ASU.
Yeah.
A quick amount of doors being broken as Capital makes their way around the site. Another thermite charge being used. That will be opening up one of the garage doors, allowing for a few different angles to push Firewall from, allowing that pick to be the little bit easier that they seem to want it to be at the moment. Quetzal taking out one, Rocket taking another, immediately refragged in equal amounts by Zerfon and Baka of ASU. It's a 3v2 situation. Plant does go down, but it's now down to a 1v3. This thermite drops, and another as well. Baka, Quetzal able to get some shots down onto the Maestro, not going to connect all the way. Shots to the wall, finishing off the Legion. He's falling off the drone hole. A very smart choice of playmaking here. Jaeger, however, able to pick up Zerfon before the diffuser gets taken down. That means Quetzal will have to push this, he knows, but is he going to be able to get there in time? He takes out one. Does he take out the second? He does. RIT able to take that round. What a comeback from Quetzal.
Yeah, that was some fantastic composure. And actually, how many kills was he able to pull off there?
I believe that was 10? 9? Yeah. 9 kills for Quetzal. I believe there were 10 for Rocket. Yeah, Rocket really showing up on the scoreboard. And is that a 13 for Baka FC?
And it looks like we will be going at least 12 rounds here. And actually, defenders are going back to gym bedroom instead of cash. 6 picking onto that castle to maybe hide their intentions some.
And ASU have been using that to their advantage as well, sort of hiding. They have basically 4 static operators that stay the same across all sites, meaning that they can use their 6th pick to completely veil what strategy they're planning on running that round.
Exactly.
It does limit the amount of utility they're able to bring because they're essentially locking 4 of their operators in a set strategy, but when it means that the enemy has no clue where you're going next, that can be way more important. Ooh, M1014 being brought.
I will say this. I think I saw a match that ASU played. I'm pretty sure Alex got like a triple kill with the shotgun, so I feel like now that I say that, he might not get any kills, but just be very, very cautious of Alex on that shotgun. It's his baby, so it's terrifying.
Curse. You always hate to call something out because you never know when it might come true, but
yeah, I just know that in our post-game interview, we requested Alex for the express version of that. We were like, oh, were you doing strat roulette or something? That is not the case. That is a pointed and conscious decision to bring that M104, whatever the number
the
is.
M1014.
M1014.
It's a finicky weapon, but put in the right hands, it can be very devastating, and it seems like Alex is confident in their capabilities with it, so I can't quite blame them for taking it.
Yeah, and I think it's fantastic on this site too, because with shotguns in this game, you just have to know that you need to be holding short sight lines, and they can afford to do that on this site, defending.
Right. Quetzal able to take out those bandit batteries very quickly due to the castle barricade being placed on the exterior. Nothing to stop that from going down. The jacuzzi wall will be opened by the thermite of, I believe that's blue card. Shy making their way through cash on the Nomad, going to be prone, doesn't see the feet of whoever's there as they will be sitting up on the balcony. Phone call blocking all cams, that will be Shy's sort of signal to move forward. They can't possibly hope to spot him at the moment. And very carefully, very slowly making their way forward.
Creeping onto the site.
Taking absolutely no risks of losing themselves their life this early in the round. All 5 members up, but no, the first one to be taken down will be Alex as they drop to Mentality, the Para 308, claiming its first victim, I believe, in this match. Or Firebolt, my bad, as they are able to successfully fire that off. Smoke's coming out as well will block any sort of view lines from the cross, and Nitro Cell will a bit of, or no damage at all, as Bud, however, does take out Shy on the roam. That'll be another going down. Quetzal dropping to Baka, a third from RIT dropping to Baka. That's a double kill for him. Blue card able to trade 1 back. A double kill for blue card and a triple to close out the... Followed up with a 4th from Rocket.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible.
And RIT not wanting to go down, going to rage against the dying of the light as they are clawing their way back from a 5-3 to a 6-5. If they win this next round, they will win map 1.
Yeah, they've won 3 rounds in a row on attack, no less.
Yeah, not something you see very often.
Yeah, it is their map. And they must be, if you're picking a map, you would hope to be well drilled. And it could have just been some sort of settling in those first, I guess, 2 rounds of attack where they lost. They kind of settled some nerves, figure out what worked, now they put ASU on their back foot.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting ASU to sort of fall off of their comfort zone seems to be, at least thus far, pretty effective. The backpedaling, as you mentioned, not quite working out for them. They will be forced to go, or not forced to go, but choosing to go to Cash and CCTV once again as they make their way towards that setup that we are so familiar with here.
Yeah, I could be wrong about this, but I'm fairly certain that whenever the diffuser has been put down, I don't think a team has won by either, disabling the diffuser or having the bomb go off. You know what I mean? Getting it all mixed up because of Counter-Strike, but I'm fairly certain every single round has been decided upon by kills, not by time on any round.
Yeah, clock not being the main focus of the matches here, definitely a factor. A couple plants going down as the clock hits 0, but none of them really being the deciding factor, as it will all in the end be up to kills. Only 1 round where the diffuser was actually, I believe, disarmed.
Right. I knew there was maybe 1 round, but it's still crazy just because we got some gunners in the server. That's why they are in the semifinals of Invite League, though.
And, ooh, Ibaka sporting an impressive over 2.0 KD here. Very strong, especially when you only have 5 people to kill every round. Doing 40% of that work by yourself is a huge amount of burden to be taken care of. Fire bolts coming out from the Capital Mentality, concussions as well. Bud will not be able to get that wall, will choose to fall off, saving their life instead of the metal. A solid choice, as they will not want to be dropped this early. Drones from Blue Card and his compatriots trying to get some intel on site does spot out the player on Garage Balcony.
Yeah, and we'll see if they will be able to move with the same efficiency as the collapse from multiple angles onto the balcony player, which I believe is the maestro of, is it Pyro? Fairly certain.
Firewall, yes. Rocket pitching in a logic bomb call that will make all of the defenders' phones ring for a limited amount of time. It will be down. However, no one really getting taken out. Some positions somewhat compromised, but nothing too serious, it looks like, for ASU, focusing instead on maintaining their positions and keeping their heads level. Mentality able to take out Firewall. That's the player up on Garage Balcony taken care of. That's a huge amount of pressure lifted from RIT's attack as they can start moving forward, but no, just too soon as Quetzal is dropped by Zerfon. That'll be the Zofia down. I'm not sure how many charges were left on that lifeline. I didn't hear too many go off, but I'm not quite sure.
They did use it to be able to open up the wall.
Okay.
They did to stop the bandit, and that was how they got the bandit charges.
Nitro cells flying out. Shy able to pick up a frag. Baka, however, able to refrag it. The diffuser not going to be going down quite yet, as Mentality is able to pick up 1, but the clock does run down. ASU able to take that round back.
We are going into overtime, folks.
And what an overtime this will be. ASU now getting switched back onto attack. They will have a attack round, switch to defense, then back to attack, assuming all 3 rounds are played out. RIT will probably want to, at least if I was RIT, go basement. That was the one round they continuously held, and it seems like that's going to be the case.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see if they utilize any 6 pick. I'm sure that the attackers of ASU can assume what site the defenders will be going to. And oh my goodness, we're getting a dock.
The dock coming out from Quetzal. Could we see a spawn peek here? That would be a bit of a cheeky play as to whether or not it'll turn out or backfire into Quetzal's face is the thing we want to see.
Yeah, there's no in-betweens with dock players, man.
It's either you're leaving with a headshot to your name and an attacker dead, or you're getting stimmed up and not having a good time.
Exactly.
Overall, some reinforcements going down, usually in their common spots. Although it looks like taking a little bit extra time to reinforce church wall, possibly due to longer setup times for some of the operators. However, nothing that will be of huge concern. Quetzal not actually choosing to go for any of the exterior angles, seems like just playing the ACOG MP5 just to have it as an option. 3 stim charges as well, total of 120 health, able to overheal and revive teammates as well.
Precisely.
Drone coming out into secret does find Quetzal. No one, however, playing on that rappel yet. Looks like that will be the job of Zerfon, sort of watch that window. Doesn't want to get too aggressive, instead going to place a claymore and sort of leave it for later. More and more goo mines piling up for mentality, a total of 8 present throughout the round should they all charge up. Alex does realize that the wall is electrified, but not a problem, and Bud has already taken care of it. Dirt getting open means that they do have an access way into site now. With a minute and 45 seconds left on the clock, definitely a good amount of time for them to be having that open.
Yeah. And we did see them successfully execute via dirt. I believe it was in the 2nd round or 3rd round.
Goo mine from mentality will go off, alerting RIT of the dirt push. Looks like a little bit of damage going down to the thermite, but not enough to stop them from pushing towards site. Quetzal doing the first bit of firing so far this round, actually, as on a target. As Baka sorts to drone through the floor, that will expose mentality. They have to be aware of the hole above them, for the impact trick could be used against them. And we might see that being the case. 3 members of ASU set up on main stairs, going to be doing a bit of final drone work before they start to make their push. Not a lot of time left in the round. They really need to make these count. They've used basically a minute just to rotate 3 members a few feet. Ash charge going out will take down the barricade in the door. Shy in blue will make a punch hold to sort of watch that from behind. Shots ringing out, however, from blue will keep them on their toes as Thermite starts to work on church wall. If that opens up, that's going to put RIT in a really tough spot. 20 seconds left on the board. The first kill going down, 2 for Arizona as they take out Quetzal and Rocket. However, one going back for RIT, another for ASU. Once again, traded back from RIT. That's Shy. Diffuse is going down. There's 2v3. Ashla at low health. Gridlock going down. Mentality with another. Shy will have to win at least one. Mentality with another to even this out. Bud, however, a sneeze away from death. Alex playing in the default plant corner. Shots from Shy will go out, doing a bit of panic work, not actually doing any damage. Bud able to take out one, Mentality able to take out one back, but no, Bud's able to secure it, taking the first round of overtime.
Yeah, that's a round on the board for ASU, and then we'll bring us to map point, I should say, for ASU. And they will now be on the defensive.
And what a round this will turn out to be. Basically the deciding round as to whether or not these teams can once again tie out the score lines or bring it all the way for ASU. They will choose to go CCTV Cache, a site they, I believe, have lost twice to RAT. However,
You're correct, I think.
it will be up to RAT to make the hat trick, doing it a third time.
Yep, and if they want to have a chance at winning their own map, they will have to execute well and win this round.
Looks like, once again, a very similar setup from ASU. Not changing too much here. Drone work coming out from RAT, but nothing too special so far. Belt cameras once again getting set up. Overall, pretty standard placements, at least as far as I can tell. Well, with the exception of a Mozzie being brought to sort of deny the amount of drones that Arizona has been seeing so far. Some shots from Zerfun will take out a little bit of intel that, alright, this early in the round, though, that intel might be going to waste. A second drone going down as well. Not really going to be able to capitalize on that for the moment, though.
It's interesting that the defenders are bringing a Valkyrie and a Mozzie. A lot of information there. No Maestro this round.
Yeah, ASU choosing not to focus on the plant denial so heavily, as it really hasn't been a huge factor in the game so far. They do know that Valkyrie is playing by main door at the exit of stage towards lobby and lounge. Mentality looks like going to make a punch hole there, possibly bait out a pre-fire, but it won't work as Zerfun's not actually watching that angle. RAT does have drones on bomb. They're going to rotate down back closer to site, not wanting to lose any members this early into the round. Will allow RAT to advance just a little bit further, leaving Bud and Alec behind.
Looks like they will be attempting a execute from construction. Capital bolts going out. Thermite charge going off.
That's construction wall being destroyed. That'll open it up for some angles here for RAT. The firebolt on cache stairs, not going to find anyone. Mentality choosing to take this opportunity to just run into sight. Will be exposed, at least partially, to the back to Baka. Air jab, however, going up. He will need to expose his position to shoot that. Mentality up on the table, prepping it for his teammate to come in with the diffuser and plant. They will be setting that diffuser up. It'll force Baka to push. Nitrocell not going to connect. That'll make them need to do something. The clock is now running down 45 seconds until that diffuser disarms the bombs. Shy on the roam clear will not be able to find out any shots against Bud, doing only little under 30 damage. Baka choosing to take this opportunity to go into sight. Will be able to take out one. All 5 down for RAT, and Arizona takes map 1.
Yeah, wow. It's really close. Honestly, even though ASU just took RAT's map, I could see the series still going to 3 and or going either way. These guys are really evenly matched, and they seem to be reading into each other really well, adapting both on attack and defense. And seems like it just comes down to who's getting the kills. Obviously, you have someone like Baka who would just absolutely win off and got 18 kills. I don't know. I think that's what's going to separate these two teams in the end, potentially.
Yeah, absolutely. Regardless, map 2 will be coming up shortly. It seems like the teams might want to take this opportunity for a short break, possibly to strategize for the next map, maybe take a little bit of R&R time.
And when we come back, we will be on the beautiful coast of Ibiza on coastline. Yeah. See you guys in a bit.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here for map 2 of the last semifinal game of the Invite League here at CEA. Have still ASU versus RIT present and on deck. They are queuing up for Coastline map 2.
Yeah,
It'll
and
be
if you're just joining us, ASU won the first map, Clubhouse, which was RIT's pick, and won it 8-6 in overtime, which was very dramatic. These teams are very evenly matched, and very much looking forward to seeing how things play out here on Coastline.
Yeah, absolutely. And with RIT starting off on attack, this map, at least historically, has been attacker-sided. Obviously, that depends on the matchup, but with these two teams so evenly matched, I would not be surprised if we had another 3-3 first half to start this off.
Yeah, I think Clubhouse and if we make it there, Villa they have a lot more emphasis, I would say, on map knowledge. Well, that's not necessarily true, but utilizing utility, kind of like methodical approaches. Whereas I would say Coastline is a lot more about communication and like direct use of utility and winning your gunfights. It's like what really matters here.
Right.
And this is where I would say like people come to frag out, man. It's Coastline.
There's
It's
definitely
crazy.
a lot less of an emphasis on hard breaching on Coastline
Yeah, and
compared to Clubhouse, for sure.
it's like not having that hard breach, frees up the potential Thatcher and or Thermite, and you just get a lot more direct utility, or whether it's Capitao or we just saw Gridlock get banned, but it means a Nomad might be brought every round. It means that you're probably going to want an IQ for your support player, but that also means that that support player is going to have to be a lot more involved in fragging.
Yeah.
But we will be seeing the exact same bans, Echo and Mira, on attack, but we will potentially see Maverick and or Thatcher here. But yeah,
And especially as you mentioned, the gridlock ban, that does seem to be a bit of a target ban towards Baka. Baka was
definitely.
dropping a huge amount of kills last map, playing basically nothing but gridlock on attack. And when you have a shotgun to make rotate or sightline holes, when you have the F90, probably one of, if not the strongest assault rifles in the game, track stingers to cover a huge area, dual DOT, slow enemies, give you information. It's such a powerful operator.
And you get smoke. Like, you know,
Yeah,
it,
absolutely.
to me, there's certain operators like that. It's like I would also lump Jackal in there too. Obviously, Jackal is actually a very similar operator just in the tool set because he does have that shotgun for the soft breaching. But like having those smokes, man, it just is so useful in this game.
Yeah, and as we've been talking, just utility, such a huge amount of the gameplay for both teams. We saw it on Clubhouse, how important it was. Basically, both teams just dumping utility for 2 minutes of the round. Over 60% of the round was spent on clearing or using utility.
Yeah, and it was really cool because we were seeing. Ooh, I like that Valve cam. We were seeing utility not being used necessarily unconventionally, but due to the ban of Thatcher and Maverick, we saw a lot of like explosive getting rid of counter hard breaching, or the hard breach denial, and a lot of really cool teamwork between like whether it was Capitao and Thermite or Sophia, Capitao, and Thermite. Like I love seeing that. It's so fun to watch coordinated teams like pull off and execute like that and see just the defender holding on for their life. Like it's just a lot of fun. But
It is, for sure.
yeah, and we'll see how this round goes. It does look like Bud is kind of lurking around downstairs in the Sunrise bar. He had some bullet holes, the new variant on punch holes. Maybe trying to catch one of these unwary attackers out.
Bullet holes definitely being a lot more common this season with some updates to caliber-based destruction. Looks like Shy already inside, however, going to be wasting no time getting towards site. Only a room and a hallway away. He'll be working with his team to sort of drone out what they need to at the moment, trying to figure out just where the defenders they need to take out are.
Yeah, I mean, you might see RIT do that sort of thing where, I mean, they do have the Nomad. They can afford to not necessarily go hunting 100%, rather try to deal with the flanking later on and just execute on the site. It does look like Bud is going to try and sneak around, get behind them.
Absolutely. It looks like Bud actually could be coming on a very powerful rotate here. Some shots going down onto Shy. That's the pistol of Castle, I believe. The FN57 doing a bit of work. Not anything too serious, though. Shy still with a good amount of health left on the bar. Blue card already making their way well into Aqua, peeking the rotate hole on site. Possibly going to be setting up the thermite charge to open up the wall into billiards a bit more, but we'll see. Nomad going to be breaching, charging the castle barricade as Quetzal takes the first kill of the round. Bud able to trade one back, but does lose their life in the process to blue card. It's a 4v3 in favor of RIT, and Baka will be pinned down in hookah.
Oh.
Double kill from Firewall plus a kill from Baka means the round. Shy not going to be able to find them quite as the timer expires. Unfortunate for Shy and so good for ASU. Taking their first defense round, a place you definitely want to start the map with.
Huge round there for Firewall on the Maester. I think he got, was it 3 kills? Or if it wasn't 3 kills, yeah, he got 3 kills. And I mean, he was the linchpin in that defense there. Aldo's just a bullet hose, and he proved why that is, in my opinion, the best defensive weapon, at least at the moment in the game. Like, oh my goodness.
It's definitely a very strong gun. An LMG, very nice recoil pattern. Put an ACOG on it, you can hold long angles. Put a hollow or reflex, you can hold short angles. Very nice weapon, absolutely. Plus, when combined with the evil eyes for plant denial, basically indestructible vision. Solid operator, for sure. And in the hands of Firewall, what a play they made.
Yeah. Gosh, it's making me. Oh, you don't even think about it, but this is the first time we've seen Smoke in this matchup, and Sledge actually, for that matter. But Smoke is kind of surprising, that we haven't seen him yet.
Very true, actually. Smoke, a very strong defender, able to basically block off any entryway to site for 30 plus seconds.
Yeah.
Plus doing massive damage to anyone that does try to just run through it or peek it. A quick cam hole made from the Desert Eagle from Zerfon will make a nice little cubby hole for that camera. You'll be able to look into both bathroom and service entrance in case they try to go for a defuse in that sense.
Yeah, and so Quetzal taking the Jackal once again.
Does seem to be an operator of choice for them. They've picked it a few times.
Ooh, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, Jackal I feel like is, I mean, when he's not banned, obviously, really cool to have on Coastline. I think obviously it was the map that was brought around when he was introduced to the game, but he is kind of like the operator we were talking about, where they forego the hard. Oh, what a
nice nade from blue card, absolutely. What a way to start off the round. Playing through these bullet holes. Oh, Bud, not quite landing their shots, gets taken out by Mentality. I believe that was a nice headshot.
That's
And
fantastic.
that's going to leave it down to the 3 players on site. Actually, Baka a little bit off of site. Going to be moving up on the roam game, at least to a certain extent. Blue card trying to use the sledgehammer of very obviously Sledge to open up those floor holes, looking for anyone that might be playing below. However, the shotgun of Mentality is helping out there as well. The skeleton key doing a lot of work to tear open those floorboards. Looks like Blue card going to once again do some remodeling.
Oh. Yeah, and Alex was able to pick out Blue card there. With the SMG-11.
And that'll be a good pick for Alex to make for sure. Does get droned out. They know he's playing inside a bathroom. It's going to be up to Quetzal to try to pick this fight out. But with the windows on the deployable shield, that'll be a tough fight. But no, he manages to take it out with the help of Shy vaulting over. At the same time, it's a 2v4 for ASU. Not looking too good for them, at least at the moment. Their last member caught very far off of sight. Both members of RT choosing to push inside of stock will be rather far from sight. The first Maestro Eagle Eye going down. Diffuser is planted. Shy's going to have to fall back as they take a lot of damage trying to pick this fight out. Rocket's able to finish off Firewall. It's all down to Baka to try to take this back. He takes out one. His Mentality off the board. However, it does still have to fight 2 members and the 3 or 4 hit points of Shy. Going to be in a very tough spot. Able to take out Quetzal, though. That is a plus for them. Air jab going off does alert them to their presence, but taken out by Rocket to finish off the round.
Yeah. Now you bring it back to being 1-1.
And it seems like the tie scores that we've been seeing so far are continuing into map 2. Definitely going to be, if this keeps up, a very long match, but that's what we're all here for. Semifinals, of course, 2 very strong teams.
Yeah. It's great. They're very back and forth. I don't think any of the teams won more than 3 rounds in a row on the last map. It's very much back and forth.
Going into round 3, looks like the 6th pick off of Thermite onto Sledge, once again reinforcing just how little of a focus there is on the hot breach and how much more of a focus there is on soft breach for Coastline, as most of the walls on site really aren't too crucial to open up. Most of the gameplay, at least that we've seen so far, has been very vertically focused. And you can't really reinforce the entire floor of a room, especially not when you're only given 2 reinforcements.
Exactly.
ASU going to be setting up some cameras, whether that's Maestro's Evil Eyes or Black Eye. It will be giving them a lot more extra intel. 5 cams added to the less than 10 currently on the map.
And as we are here into the action stage, we have Rocket looking like he's going to come in on Aquarium Valk. Not sure if he realizes how close he is to the Valkyrie.
No, and you never really know. It makes it so much more tense for us with the outlines turned on, just to see how close to fighting each other these 2 are. But looks like they'll fall off for the time being, not wanting to get in firefights. At least not in the first minute of the round. Rocket will be doing some droning. Shy set up a claymore in the background there for a second. Bud going to be doing some droning as well, trying to imitate the attackers, at least for a little bit. Mentality, however, finding the first pick of the round, able to use the master key to get, or the skeleton key to get inside of quad wall. That will find the Valkyrie. Not too huge of a loss. MPX, very strong gun. Nitro Cell, of course, off the board, but the Valcam's still up for the most part.
Yep.
Minus
and
the
she
one
can
that just got
provide
shot.
full support to her team, making really good calls off of all the players.
Very
Kind of
true.
A little bit positive in the negative there.
Bud will be in office at the moment, trying to fight against the Jackal tracks that will be giving away their position for the next good amount of time. Mentality shooting through the floorboards, trying to use those to their advantage. Not quite connecting yet, but we might see that happen soon. I believe that was, my bad, that was the Cade able to take out Quetzal. Drones, however, still going. Oh, it was Bud. My bad. Then it was Bud taking out Quetzal. The Jackal Track's actually leading him straight to a gun barrel. Some shots going down against Blue Card will force them to fall back as Alex is able to take out Shy. The pinch attack not quite working out on the timing.
Not before taking quite a bit of damage there. And just as I say that, he goes down.
Alex off the board is definitely a good pick for RIT to make. He took a lot of health away from them originally. Now they took it back away from him. It'll be a 3v3, all 6 of them at about full health. A nade going down will try to take out that Evil Eye, and some barbed wire along with it in the process. A nice shot from Mentality will take out 1, but the sight retake from Baka takes out 2. It's now a 2v1 situation. Mentality stuck up on the second floor. Does have a frag grenade prepped in case anyone goes on the diffuser. We'll let that fly a little bit too early. Not going to find anyone just yet. These floorboard peaks, very risky, but it does work out finding Firewall. It's a 1v1. Timer's running down very quickly. Faking the bait is Baka on the diffuser. Is getting a lot of damage for both of them down. Not going to be able to connect though, but Mentality able to pick it up, securing the round for RIT. Headshot on Baka.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic work there. Very nice little clutch there by Mentality. Good composure and played it just right and shows how important vertical play is on Coastline.
Yeah, able to fight that out. Knew that if they tried to push him up on the second floor, the defenders would run out of time. They had to try to pick that fight through the floorboards. Almost worked out for Baka, only 2 shots away from a kill. But in the end, the timer of the diffuser getting the better of them, forcing them to go for that diffuse. But going into round 3, they're going to head once again, or round 4, heading up back to the second floor, choosing to go back to hookah and billiards. It worked out for them in the past. We'll see if it can work out again.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Seems like we'll be seeing a similar setup to what we saw round 1. The defenders getting at least a similar setup. Once again, making the rotate into Aqua on the wall closest to the exterior, just to make sure that nothing can be seen from anyone rappelling up outside of Billiard's window. Some actual holes through the floorboards being made here by Zerfon, possibly for sightlines. Actually, no, it'll be a camera getting thrown up in to the floorboards underneath the aquarium. And it looks like, yeah, not quite able to connect it here, but we'll get it now to land under that couch, having a nice sightline throughout the room. Of course, those Valkyrie Black Eye Chems having a full 360-degree turn radius compared to the normal cams with about 180. breach charge going out from Rocket, opening up the hatch just on top of the bathroom, giving them their first main way of entry into the building as of yet. Bud on the dock has the ACOG MP5 at the ready, will alert RIT that he is there though, because of that drone. They will send 2 in to VIP to try to hunt that down. It's gonna be a tough fight though. Doc, of course, with the stim shots will have a big fight to take. Assisted with the backup from the bathroom hatch. A lot of damage going down onto Shy, but able to revive himself in the time. But doesn't get in the background though. Zerfon able to find a headshot onto Mentality. That's the buck off the board, and a lot of soft destruction as well. The members of ASU playing from below, once again trying to play for that vertical take. However, no pulse on the board means they won't have exact locations unless they can see them with their eyes, and that generally means that they can see you too. So they're fun focusing on the cams from below. Ooh, but a nice shot from Alex will find the exothermic charge that was placed by Blue Card. Will not be able to open up the walls into or out of VIP at the moment. Worth noting that the air jab was set up at the top of White Stairs to combat anyone rotating up from main lobby. Zerfon was previously playing there, will be rotating back that way as we speak, possibly going for that, but it looks like that won't be the case quite yet, choosing to go into Courtyard instead.
Yeah, just looking to harry the attackers. They only have about a little over 30 seconds left in the round. Every second counts.
They absolutely do. RIT is going to start making their way onto site. That's force whatever roamers are off site to start working their way back. It'll be a call to rally the troops for ASU. They have only about 15 seconds left to try to hold this off. And what a very clustered 15 seconds seems to be. Firewall is not trying to find Blue Card. He does. However, the Nomad air jab working against him. Quetzal able to take out one in the background, but no, Firewall able to get a second. Comboed with another for ASU means that they will win that round by timer.
Yeah, really, really close there. Just very good hold by ASU.
Absolutely. And once again, tied up in the scoreline per usual. These two teams are just refusing to go anything but neck with each other.
Yep. It's what we have come to expect over the last hour and a half together.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting to see the clash being brought by, I believe that's Alex. It will be a, 6-pick onto the pulse, as I mentioned. A very strong operator when trying to play for vertical means you don't have to expose yourself, but you still get the locations of attackers that might be playing anywhere within that 12-meter radius. However, IQ being brought from Shy means that there will be the option to, of course, find that cardiac sensor through a floor, ceiling, wall, or piece of concrete, if you may, meaning that they will have the option to shoot that out as well. I'm going to be choosing to roam up onto the second floor along with the didn't quite catch the operator there, but be throwing your cam up into the ceiling panels of billiards, getting a nice sight line, being able to see just what's going on around them as the round progresses. Pulse playing inside of the bathroom and as far as kitchen side means that they will be able to watching for anyone playing inside of P or penthouse, two of the very common entry points that RIT has used so far.
That's a great success.
Looks like Blue Card will be doing a lot of work to get that hatch open. We'll be going into VIP now. Of course, Pulse not too far away, but looks like they won't spot anyone just yet, doing a quick scan as they don't want to reveal themselves to IQ for too long. Baka, however, watching a very tight hole through the ceiling looking for anyone that might be rotating unaware. That could end up being a point of contention, but no, looking away at just the wrong time as Quetzal walks right over it just as Baka looks away. It's going to be Blue Card working their way around to the southwest side of the corner of the map. Sledging out the hatch above office will give them some sight lines down, cutting off any rotates between security and site. Definitely a hallway you don't want to walk through if you can avoid it as defender. Ooh, and worth noting, there were a few members of RIT that have been scanned by the Pulse so far, meaning that they definitely know Vertical Take is the name of the game this round. A minute now left on the clock. Be Alex trying to hold out the bar once again using the UMP in combination with the pulse sensor to find where any attackers might be setting up. Quetzal able to get the first kill of the round. That's the Legion off the board. Make that the Pulse as well. Quetzal with a double. Zerfon's going to have to be rotating back towards Sunrise Bar. Will be a tough spot to retake. However, the door is closed. The plant is going down. Shy is outside holding the window. Quetzal's inside holding the close angle. Take a little bit of damage, but not too bad so far. The Maestro cam gonna get shot as they kept it open just a little bit too long, focused on the zapping and a little bit less on the intel. Nomad air jab going off. Zerfon looking for a shot here does find, or Firewall finding one, Bud finding another, getting retraded back from Blue Card, still playing above on those vertical angles. Only down to the Maestro of Firewall to try to take out this 1v3. And what a fight that will be. Able to find Blue Card, but able to find Shy, but taken down by Blue Card. RIT does have the option to run 4-2 on their attacking half. Definitely a spot you want to be in on a somewhat attacker-favored map. However, 3-3, once again, not bad either, but not as good.
And once again, we're just going right back and forth with these two. I wouldn't be surprised if we see ourselves with another 3-3 half, 3-3 half again, just like the last map.
If this does end up going to 6-6 with another overtime, it'll be a barn burner, of course, but at least it won't be a 22-round match on Coastline like we saw with G2 versus Empire.
Oof. I don't think I could handle that one.
No, I think that map alone was about an hour and a half. It was absolutely insane, but a joy to watch nonetheless.
Exactly.
Going the last round for ASU's defense here, they will choose to go Kitchen once again. Another site that they did end up losing against RIT, but doesn't seem to stop them. They've got their confidence going. They won map 1, they can win again, or so they think, at least thus far. They have the Maestro cams getting set up, they have reinforcements, they have barbed wire, they have the long sight angles and ACOGs to hold them. Will this work out for them, or will RIT finally pull a sizable lead ahead?
We will see.
10 seconds left.
Alex, the shotgun king.
He really
Wouldn't
does
have it any other way.
Yeah, it seems to be the definitely the weapon of choice. Castle, of course, being a very prominent operator, generally seen with the UMP, but Alex making the shotgun work. Bud going to be looking for, it looks like some ADS setups going a little bit into the action phase of the round. Alex still setting up castle barricades, definitely a little bit late, especially when you're already 30 seconds into the round. There could have been an enemy waiting at that door already. Luckily for him, there wasn't. There will be some upstairs room presence, of course. Vertical, as we've mentioned multiple times before, so important. Worth saying again. It's going to play a huge role in this round, I feel. A nice shot from Bud to kick off the kill streaks. That will be Quetzal going down off the board. Sophia down, no utility used. Mentality prepping a frag grenade, but Jaeger has the ADS up. Will it go off? It does. Not going to find anyone though. That will be no damage on the board. 1 of 2 nades gone. Sledge's Breaching Hammer going to be taking out a nice square hole in that wall, opening it up for Walking Height. Blue card choosing to make their way in, trying to find Bud, trying to find Alec, anyone that might be playing. And these angles, a peek will not work out for RAT. A lot of health lost here from Mentality. That's unfortunate. Bud taking a little bit of a shot in the background, but nothing too much to worry about. But does go down instead to Rocket. Rocket really showing up on the scoreboard this match. Once again, a lot of kills.
Yeah, seriously.
It is a 4v4 here. Mentality at just a sliver of health, however. Means that it's much closer to a 3v4 than it would be otherwise. And there goes blue card. That's the pistol kill from Alex. Claiming 1. Of course, Sledge somewhat accomplishing what they needed to get done this round. The nades going out. Some breaching being done, but no diffuser down. No angles to hold yet. Shy gonna be trying their best to win a firefight, but not gonna work out for them. Firewall, I believe. 2. Zerfon taking the 3rd. It seems to be the 1-2 combo that ASU really likes to pull. Firewall with 2, Zerfon with 1 to close out the round. I believe the 4th or 5th time that's happened so far this series. And 3-3. What a match.
Yeah.
I hope that. Yeah, I hope that they can keep going. It's
Siege is a
clash.
very demanding game.
It's a clash. I think we might see every operating. And sans the 2 that have been banned, but like
Right.
I love this. They're like trying all the different. Okay, no clash. I was hoping to pull it off. Clash is very viable now. I feel like just as a pocket strat.
The 6th pick.
Individual, yeah.
6th
Wait,
pick
wait, wait,
from
wait, wait.
Ash to Ash.
Does the vigil have
very
the
nice.
ACOG?
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Because oh no, okay, coward. So they are cleared to use the Boss G ACOG. Is what I read. Yeah, no. I think someone asked.
Yep.
in
It
the
was
support
asked in the
video,
channel.
and,
Yeah, it's definitely it's a weapon. It's there. I don't
That's
think
about
a
all
lot
you
of,
can say. Is that it's a weapon? I feel like it's not viable. It's just for fun.
yeah, I mean, if you can always hit your 1st or 2nd shot, I suppose it's useful. But when you compare it to a gun that has 31 bullets, especially in a game where every bullet can be a 1-hit kill to the head,
Yeah,
having 31 kind of better than having 2.
exactly. I feel like it's just fun. That's all it is. And I mean, of course, fun guns can turn out to find their niche. Our boy Alex has proven to us, but Boss G just doesn't have any real practical use, because at least with I think like what Alex has kind of done on his castle is he's sort of like this like hyper support role, because with that those semi-auto shotguns are so good for destruction, and then it's like he's just like pure support with that and with the utility that castle brings. It's just makes it work. I don't think you can make the boss cheat work for this, but.
And speaking of the castles, I believe it's actually a battle of the Black Ice. As Mentality has the Black Ice UMP-45, Alex had the Black Ice M1014, so it seems like it's a little bit of a fight to see who is better with the Black Ice.
Yeah, everybody knows it makes your shots do at least 3 more damage.
Mm-hmm. Naturally.
It's the most important thing you can have. That's what distinguishes the pros from the rest of us.
What a shot from Baka to start this off. Mentality taken board, did lose a bit of health early in the round, now fully gone, but that'll be the Aqua player off and away. Looks like Shy gonna be playing just at the end of 90 here. Does hear a drone coming at them. Quetzal under for support. Will possibly be rotating up. Looks like right now it's just going to be a bit of angle holding. A nice frag from Bud, taking out Shy. That'll be the Jaeger off the board. The 460 can see a very strong rifle to drop. Rocket, however, trading it back. Bud, the predominant powerhouse so far this round, taken down. Quetzal as well, taking out Surfon, I believe. That's a lot of utility gone from that. And blue card left once again, just a sliver of health seems to be their trademark amount actually at this point. Baka trying to push in, find these kills through the smoke, but does get picked off. The sightline not quite there. Smoke grenades blocking that out. Quetzal fighting from below against the Thermite, picks it off, and that's comboed with blue card's kill from the SMG-11. A nice round win for RIT, putting themselves once more in the lead.
Back and forth we go.
And I mean, at the very least, if this keeps up, it'll be an RIT map win. They have the lead at this point and keep teeter-tottering back and forth. But we will see. Arizona, of course, could pull an RIT, run 3 rounds back, and then do what RIT could not last map and take that last round.
Yeah, could even see another overtime.
Sixth pick onto the Mozzie from RIT. Seems to be an operator they enjoy playing quite a bit. Monty pick as well from Arizona. A very strong operator for kitchen service. A very good read by Arizona as well, realizing that chances are RIT is going to play the next best site, kitchen service. And Monty's so powerful when all you have to do is walk and stand in a doorway.
Exactly, especially on this site where the site is just right there, you can push in.
Yeah, Thermite as well being brought. Usually you'd see this on another map like Bank or something like that. Thermite generally not brought for kitchen, but if we see this played how it normally will, they'll be stuck to each other like glue, as if conjoined at the hip. Looks like they're going to be instead not really shoving the Monty in right away and not trying to get overly zealous. We'll be just playing for cam work on both sides here. And definitely seems to be working out for both of them, as they're just kind of taking their time establishing strategies, trying to get a read on their enemy to wrap. Blue card will have to be careful as the drone hole already has been peeked a few times. Of course, knowing that that angle is there will save them from any unfortunate early demise. Looks like the sound of Monty hitting Barbed will draw the attention of Rocket on the Maestro as well as Blue Card. Could possibly see some smokes getting used early here. Everyone for both teams, once again, just sort of hunkering down. A minute gone from the round, 15 seconds more from the second. It'll be Shy sort of making the first move, doing a little bit of running, generating a bit of sound, and just in general moving around to sort of get a new position. Shots finally ringing out. That's Rocket trying to pick off the players behind the Monty. No shots connecting from either side, but at least there's gunfire going down. Ooh, a firebolt from Bud going through the bathroom hole. Drone hole will make it so that Blue Card can't quite throw the smoke at the angle they need it to be, but it will get thrown now that the fire's expired, and there will be the diffuser going down. That is Alex on the thermite planting it. The smoke does kill him. Diffuser milliseconds from going down does not. Blue Card able to take a second for himself. Baka taking a few shots in the meantime is at about 75 health and does get shredded by the Alda as the rest of ASU is taken down. RIT once again establishing just a bit of a lead. Arizona, of course, able to run this back as well.
Now they will be going to their third choice site, which will be Blue and Sunrise Bar.
And as we saw on the scoreboard there, Blue Card, Firewall both doing a lot of work here for their teams respectively. It has been quite a match for both of them, both contributing a lot compared to the sort of not quite reverse scoreboard, but somewhat changed scoreboard from previously. That will be interesting.
Definitely. Now we will see. Yeah, this is completely inverse from what happened on the last map. Just for to reflect what happened. ASU will win three rounds in a row. Then RIT will bring in the OT. And then win two more. It'll be 3 and then 3. I think. I don't know.
I believe so, yeah. I think that's right. Only 15 seconds left in this prep phase. And getting finished setting up. They have a lot of work to do, especially with 3 pretty setup heavy operators. That's Mozzie, Jaeger, and Maestro both have a lot. Secondary gadgets, primary gadgets, and rotation holes and whatnot to set up. Makes for a long amount of time. Looks like that will be taken care of though, and no worries shown from RIT. Just sort of finishing up as the round starts to get underway. Quetzal with the nitro cell going out. Doesn't look like it'll connect quite yet. Will it find the one on the balcony? Looks like it got shot out of mid-air, actually. A headshot from Shy, however, will find Alex. That will leave the thermite off the board. Some hot breach and less worried about. Quetzal trying to pick these fights. No shots landed on the enemies, but a lot of shots landed on him. There's only about 26, 27 HP left on Quetzal. That will be 1 bullet from any of the attacking rifles present. Ooh, but a nice shot found from the Maestro Rocket will take out that Zofia on the aquarium balcony. leaving it to a 3v5. Mentality playing below could find a nice angle to the onto the. Is that a Thatcher playing outside of offices? I believe it is. Quetzal choosing to send that drone out, but instead of trying to peek that alone, will rotate back to his team, choosing to operate as a unit of 3 rather than a unit of 1. Definitely power in numbers.
Definitely. And then that gives them the opportunity to potentially get refrags.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely going to get tense. There's only about 45 seconds left in the round. The smoke canisters are flying. There's only about, after they all get used anyways, about 11 seconds that'll be present in that round. That'll put them in a tough spot. Smoke choosing to save their remaining 2 canisters to try to split them up, give a bit more time and stretch out the window in which they can deny. Still 1 left on, on the board. Quetzal able to take out a nice shot. That'll be Bud off the board. However, Firol and his compatriot firing back. That'll claim 2 for themselves. Still 1 more member for RIT. Shots ringing out through the wall. Not going to connect quite yet. Of course, firing back as well. But no, another 2 from ASU will close this out to Firol, trying to down the person on the plant. We'll need to shoot this out, however, as the plant does go down. IQ at a sliver of health. Buck with a bit more. Buck will be playing by this Maestro cam. It looks like they do have him pinged. We'll know about that, but will they be able to win the firefight? That's the question we all want to see answered right now. Shots going out. Will they connect? They do. The Buck is down. It's down to the IQ. Only about 10 HP. 1 bullet. Does it work? No, it doesn't. Rocket goes down. ASU working their way back once again toward even closer to that tie. RIT going to opt to go back to hookah and billiards, a site that they previously had a good time on. We'll see whether or not they can repeat that again, or whether Arizona will bring it back to a tie.
Attackers need to locate
Well,
and
I
defuse
guess
bombs.
it'll only be up to the playout of this round to find out how exactly go as we wait for setup phase to get underway. Completing this will be Arizona's challenge, trying to even it out at round 10. Looks like, once again, tried and true setup from both teams. RIT doing the same thing that worked for them the last time. Of course, if it isn't broken, why fix it? And it seems that that is RIT's motto, at least so far. They've been adapting well to the changes of their enemies when need be. Of course, Arizona doing the same as well. It's one of the mainly impressive factors of both of these teams is that they're very adaptable, and of course why they've been firing back and forth between each other so often.
And that, and I would say also, over a year experience playing with each other.
True, they have been playing against each other since, I believe, early 2018, late 2017, so they have a bit of history with each other, a lot of matches played across the board, across multiple different seasons. Plenty of experience with each other to work off of.
We are seeing a really nice roam presence downstairs by the Jaeger and the Vigil. The double roam, obviously a very viable strategy, always staying close enough to each other that they can refrag, but also trying to cover as much area of the map as possible.
Definitely the case. It seems that, Bud will start to make some holes through the floor of office, or through the ceiling of office and into the floor of aquarium, trying to find anyone that might be playing behind that couch. Will not actually end up finding anyone behind the bar either, but mentality is there, and they do know about the buck below now, and will be watching that, trying to get that pick, as that will alleviate a lot of pressure on them. Do they know about the Zofia playing just outside, though? That is the question. Seems like mentality is still focused on the holes through the floor. Rocket going down from the hallway by Vase. A little bit of a blood trail indicating that they climbed or crawled their way into sight. First kill for Arizona, followed up by a second. That'll be the Castle and Maestro down. Definitely not two players you want to lose, especially the Maestro when you haven't had the chance for plant denial. That is Shy getting one, but getting Quetzal traded his cover from Firewall. Lucard able to sort of even it out, at least to the best of their capabilities at the moment. Taking out the Zofia and Buck. But it's down to a downed Hibana and 2 members of ASU against 2 members of RIT.
And Jaeger was able to make it safely back up to the site as well. It does look like they're able to pick Anna up. Get an extra gun there, and
what a way for Arizona to sort of take that back. The Nomad on the flank after picking up working with the Hibana to sort of create this Scorpion formation has taken down the 2 members of RIT that were left, securing the round, tying it up 5-5 for Arizona.
yep, these matches are completely mirroring themselves. What a time to be alive.
I hate to quote more references, but history does tend to repeat itself. I mean, granted, not, within a 30-minute time span, but it seems like that's the case. Bud choosing to go on the Jackal this time instead of Ash, possibly because they see the Rome presence being brought. However, the Vigil getting switched to Mozzie does mean that they will have a bit more denial for that.
Yeah, and it did seem like last round they didn't necessarily need to bring a Jackal. The RIT had pretty strong roam presence, but I mean, I guess with this site, it is more important to take a larger amount of control of the map. Otherwise, you're going to get turned to Swiss cheese when you try to plant. You need that upstairs control on this site, and perhaps the Jackal responds more to that even as well. I don't know.
Yeah. And that would be a very smart play from Arizona to make, choosing to opt more heavily for the roam clear. Seems like previously they were going for the Monty push, trying to just use that as their way to make the roamers come back to site. But they didn't quite pull that off, so they're going to opt to take care of the roamers so that they can collapse on the site as a group. It'll be Zerfan's drone that'll be close to site at the moment, trying to get a little bit of information streaming into the attacking team. 2 drones sort of backed up in this kitchen drone hole, trying to serve as a little bit of a network, showing just where the attackers will be looking from and where the defenders might be heading to. But it looks like they aren't aware that Shy on the Jaeger is playing on the Cool 5 stairs. Could have a very nice angle set up here if they do not turn this out, but it seems like that is not going to be the case. Drone immediately spotting them. Bud, already on the hunt, looking for those footprints, is going to get at least 3 pings to work with. Shy going to be playing just past the end of Vase Hall, as Quetzal is there for backup. Going to be playing inside of Theater, possibly moving VIP for a cover. Flashbangs going out into Kitchen. It looks like Arizona's prepping for a bit of a push for a plant, maybe. Burning those ADSs, alerting the defenders. The rocket is on the ACOG, ready to go. 81 bullets and a dream. Will it work out for them? Well, I guess we won't know quite yet. Nitro Cell coming out, not going to connect. Shy now rotating back down to main floor, did vault over the balcony, sitting inside a courtyard, watching towards kitchen door. Or what? Bud able to take out the first pick of the round. That's the Legion down. I believe almost all, if not all, of the goo mines getting placed, however, will mean that their job was mostly accomplished. The T5 not a great SMG to lose, but not too bad either. The Maestro also dropping it as well in trade for Zofia, not necessarily the best. However, the Nomad going down does mean they have a little bit less to worry about on the roam clear side of things. However, it is still a 2v3. Jackal does still have a very strong gun. Quetzal just ready to go. Shy getting picked off from a double peek on that kitchen door towards bathroom. Quetzal able to take out one for their trouble. It'll be down to Baka and Alex to try to hold this out as Quetzal once again makes their way towards stock. However, it looks like the IQ is aware, will be peeking this, and they will find the shot onto Quetzal. Arizona pulling ahead for the first time in a little bit, and they've, I believe, won 3 rounds in a row now. They have mirrored RIT's play from yesterday and have put themselves, or from last map, my apologies, and put themselves on match point.
And actually series point as well, correct?
Yes, actually correct. That is series point.
This is a very big round, and we will be going to Hookah Billiards on the defense. Yeah, I would say pretty much a very similar setup coming. I don't know if we've seen Bandit too much, but don't really know if that's for the utility or the gun.
The MP7 is definitely a solid SMG. It's a very decent firearm to bring, for sure. And its battery is, however, on coastline, not necessarily the biggest concern, just due to the very small amount of hot breach we've actually seen done so far, I would say. But could just be that they are worried about the Hibana going for the quad wall, possibly worried about losing VIP wall as well. Granted, that is much harder to protect with bandit batteries than, say, a Cade, Artilla Claw, or a Mute Jammer or the like.
Speaking of which, we did not see Mute brought a single time so far in these 2 matches, I don't think. Which is kind of a bummer. I think Mute is a gem in competitive scene, because now that he has the same loadout as, or possible loadout as Smoke, but with a Nitro. And just like kind of some of the things you can get away with those jammers, like with the Dokkaebi, etc. I don't know. Also being the 2-speed as well, I like that. But anyways, we are off, and it does look like Jaeger on Shy, or Shy on Jaeger, I should say, is once again running around and doing a downstairs roam. Baka advancing in on with the IQ. Oh. Bud almost taken out on Hookabao there. Was that Hookabao? No.
Yes,
Yes.
they're just outside of office.
Office Bow. It just happens to have the hookah on it. Come on,
Yes.
Ubisoft.
Very close actually to taking on Bud, and that would be a nice pick for them to get, especially early on in the round, especially with the amount of footprints they've been leaving with the heavy roam presence they have so far. But nothing quite going to put anyone out of commission yet. Quetzal taking this opportunity to sit back and relax inside of VIP. No one really pushing him, just holding onto those two walls, making sure they don't fall.
Yeah, we just have a minute left in the round, and really the only engagement we've had was Bud nearly losing his life out on the arc.
And
Oh.
shots from Quetzal will find the first kill of the round immediately back from Bud. Upside down rappel going to claim the Maestro. Another kill will take out Shy. That's the run out taken care of Bud. Still managing to hang on at that low of HP. Not going to be a bother to them in the slightest as they take out 2 without a problem.
Does seem like these smoke canisters are going out a little bit early.
True. Only 24 seconds left. Diffuser, it will be going down. Find blue card. That's off the board. No damage done to the planter, really, outside of a small margin. Maestro cam there, but not able to be used as Maestro is dead. And lastly, it's down to Quetzal to try to close this round out. They have to win this or it's all over for RIT. Shots going down from all around them. They're shooting up floorboards trying to make this happen. 1v3 situation doesn't look good for Quetzal.
Got a little bit of time left, and that is it. ASU advances to the final against PSU. Man, what a matchup.
And what an amazing season from both teams. RIT undefeated in their division up until this point. ASU much the same, tied for first place in points, just barely behind PSU in their respective division. Looks like it will be basically down to a, and let me double check this here.
Yeah, it was the Rogue Spear division. PSU and ASU
when are
were
we
the 1 and
streaming,
2
man?
team, and
Jeez.
they both
Hey,
shared
GG, bro.
14 points.
Good luck in finals,
I'm
brother.
guessing the only difference
Yeah, man.
was
GG,
on
guys.
round or
Kick some
on
ass.
plus minus round difference.
Yeah,
Yo, I'll
and
get the interview, guys. Don't worry.
as mentioned, like Rogue Spear, they've really come out swinging. They have completely dominated and taken the final to be their own. They've said, Raven Shield, we don't need you. It's a Rogue Spear final. So that will be an interesting match to watch next week.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. And I don't know where we're going to do an interview.
I believe that is the goal. I'm not sure who we'll be getting. We'll ask Arizona for their representative in just a second. Let me do that real quickly, and we'll see how quickly we can get them in just a moment.
So it looks like we will be joined by Baka. Yep. Hello,
Hey,
Baka.
how's it going?
First off, congrats! You're in the final.
Whew,
How does it
appreciate it,
feel?
guys. Thank you. It feels amazing. It feels amazing. Whew, let's go.
Yeah.
Must have a little bit of a rush after that. Quite a long match.
Oh,
2.5
totally.
hours.
Yep. God, oh my gosh, it's hard for me to talk right now, but yeah, no, it's amazing match. GG's to RIT, great opponents, and yeah, it was fun. It was fun game.
Yeah, man.
So
You dropped 18 kills on Clubhouse. How did
Yep.
that feel?
It felt good. I mean, kills are just one thing. I know that I fried both maps a lot, but it's a team game. Everyone like support players, our IGL Alex, everyone just did their part, and I just cleaned up the kills needed to be, did my job, and took the dub.
Yeah.
That's awesome,
I
man.
did.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give the mic over to my captain real quick, Alex. He's gonna say some few words since he's the GOAT IGL. Here he is right
Yeah.
now.
I just want to say that was one of the best games of Siege I've ever played.
Yeah, it was fantastic. You
Oh
were
my
both so back and forth. It was a
I'm
real
s-
pleasure to
I'm
watch.
so glad it was against RIT too. Us and RIT have had a bit of a history. They've been around as long as we have, and we rarely ever get to play. And now that we get to play, it was a great match. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Pretty
yeah, con-
monumentous for us over here.
Yeah, and definitely someone to be proud of. That was quite the show.
Yeah. Did you guys do anything more specific to prepare? Have you guys scrimmed RIT at all?
We had two. Have we scrimmed RIT?
Or scrimmed them, or did you do VOD review or anything specific for this match? Because you said you hadn't.
Water review.
That's
We did
awesome.
a
Yeah.
lot of water review. We had a bunch of scrims this week too. Our week was packed. We really wanted this game.
Yeah. It definitely showed like during the match, and I don't know. You guys gotta keep up that effort for next week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's gonna be an even better game next week.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Alex, and once again, congrats so much. Enjoy your night and
Oh, we will.
celebrate, man.
All right.
You
Thank you
definitely
guys.
earned it. Have a good one.
Later, man.
All right, bye.
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back, Baka. How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. Just celebrating with the team. Got our ASU esports president here with us, Jake. So we're just
Woo.
celebrating this win, but we're not content yet. We're coming for next week, PSU, and it'll be a good game. But we're hungry. We're hungry for this dub.
Yeah,
It's a good mindset to have, for sure.
Whew, let's go.
yeah. All right, well, thanks for joining us, man, and hopefully we'll be interviewing you again next week, right?
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, next week I'm pretty sure that I think we'll have the room again, so we'll be all of us will be talking next week. So
Yeah,
it'll be all good.
definitely.
Yep.
Very nice.
Sounds good. So
Alright.
I'm just gonna do a quick shout out. ASU Esports. Follow us on Twitter. Keep up with all the date with ASU Esports. Yeah. Thanks to CEA for streaming in the league. We're happy and we're ready for next week. Thank you.
Best of luck.
Appreciate it. Have a good day, guys.
You too.
All
And I
right.
think that just about wraps it up for today's broadcast. Thank you all for joining us. We'll have the finals next week. So I hope that we'll see a lot of you turn in for that. It'll definitely be a very nice match to watch.
Yeah.
I have been Enrage, joined by
Colgate, and yeah, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in, for dealing with sleepiness, dealing with everything, and I mean, just enjoying a really fantastic game of Siege.
absolutely.
Yeah, also thank you to our sponsors, Rogue Energy. Big shout outs to Duke, who heads up the league, and yeah, hope to catch you all soon. Tune in next week. Stay up to date on our Twitter at CEA Siege. We'll have the time for the final, and I think there will also be a final match for the Open League playoffs, and there also are going to be relegation matches sometime in the next week or so. But yeah, peace, guys.